what all questions I get. See, most of them they relate to marriages. Okay, whether it's an early marriage or an in-time marriage or a delayed marriage. Okay, so what do you mean by an early marriage? What do you mean by delayed marriage? What do you mean by marriage in time? Okay, basically, whenever we are checking any natal chart, the Desa Kala Vartamana Patra plays a vital role. Beyond, without considering or overlooking the Desa Kala Manava Vartamana Patra, we cannot judge a horoscope. Particularly when we are judging these marriages. Okay. Currently, as of the trend which is going on now, which is going on now in our country, the average marriageable age for a girl is 25 years in urban areas and 20 between 22 and 23 in rural areas. For boys, I mean it is for grooms, it is 27 in rural areas and 30 in urban areas. If a marriage happens for a girl in a rural area before the age of 22, we can call it as an early marriage. If it crosses 23 for a girl in a rural area, we can call it as a delayed marriage. That is average, not as a thumb rule. Same case applies to the girls who are living in these urban areas. If they're married before the age of 25, we can say that that is an early marriage. After the age of 25, we can say that is a delayed marriage. Okay. Same cases we can apply to grooms as well. Delayed marriage and early marriage. Okay. Again, this is not so uniform throughout India. Say in particular, brides they get married even at the age of 18. Even today, the trend is there. And boys they get married in particular communities or particular castes at the age of 21 or 20. Okay. I am talking about the overall perspective, but not as an individual case. Okay. For our so why role of moon today? I am going to share my knowledge with you about the role of moon in early marriages. So early, what is an early marriage? I already explained you time and again. Every time I know, I'm not going to repeat it because it's quite confusing one. You take it. Say if you go to extreme northeastern part of India, just like Meghalaya or even interior parts of Meghalaya, even some girls they even get married at the age of 12 to 13 to 14. I'm not talking about that peculiar cases. I'm talking about the overall cases. Particularly those 13 to 14 who get married at the age of 13, they never even approach astrologers. Okay. Early marriage. Okay. The role of moon. After ascendant, in any natal chart, after ascendant, the moon is the fastest moving planet. First ascendant. Ascendant moves one sign for every 2 hours. That is 30 degrees, 30 degrees for every 2 hours. Followed by moon. So ascending, it is 360 degrees per one day. Next followed by moon, That is approximately 13 degrees per day. 13 degrees, approximately between 13 to 14 degrees per day. That is moon moves. So he covers over a period of 27 to 28 days, 27 to 28 days to cover all the 360 degrees. That is what moon does. But sometimes he's very fast, sometimes he's slow, but uniform average speed is that between 13 degrees and 14 degrees. Okay. So what role? So because he's fastest moving planet in the anybody's horoscope, he plays some vital role in advancing the marriage in certain cases. Basically, what houses we have to see for a marriage? General perspective. Not, I'm not going to the deeper levels of horoscope. I'm not going to talk about the Varga chakras, or the Prasna charts. Basically, at the first glance, we look at the second house and the seventh house. Second house and the seventh house. Here I am not talking about the Mangalasthana and all. General perspective. Second house, seventh house. Second house is the family in which we are born into. Second house speaks about the family in which we are born into. The seventh house speaks about opposites. Many people think that it speaks about the spouse, which is actually not totally correct. It speaks about our opposites. I'm looking at my mirror, my image in the mirror. That is my opposite. Beginning from there, whoever comes across into your life, your day-to-day life, he is your seventh house. Okay. Basically, if any connection, first we have to see, is there any connection between this second, the family which we are born into, and the husband, spouse, or whenever I say husband, it is wife. Whenever I say wife, it is husband, spouse. Okay. What kind of connections? Is there any harmonial connection between these two houses, or any inimical connection between these two houses? Okay. Basically, these houses speaks about marriage. Now, how to see the connection? What is the role of moon now? What role moon plays? Okay. If moon is posited here, either in second house or in seventh house, either moon is in conjunction with second lord or aspect second lord, or moon is in conjunction with seventh lord, or in conjunction aspecting seventh lord. Okay, let me repeat. Either moon aspects or in conjunction with second lord, or moon is in conjunction or aspect seventh lord. Moon conjuncts Kalatra Karaka for wedding. See, again, there are some different of opinions about this Karaka for wedding. In general perspective, moon, Kalatra Karaka, for our discussion purpose, we take it as Venus. Whenever if any individual horoscope comes, we will go into much deeper and roots of that horoscope and analyze it. Moon conjuncts Kalatra Karaka, or seventh house from Kalatra Karaka. Seventh house, moon conjuncts Venus, or moon is in seventh house from Venus. Okay. We can say there may be an early marriage for either groom or bride. I think the matter is clear now. So second house and seventh house, they are playing a vital role. If any connection with what kind of any kind of position aspect or conjunction of moon with the either with second house or seventh house or second lord or seventh house may advance the marriage. How many years? Around 1 year. Around 1 year, moon may advance the marriage. Okay. As usual, there are some exceptions for this. Moon should not be a Kendra lord. If he owns any Kendra, this rule will not apply. Debilitate. Moon should not debilitate in the natal chart. Moon is satisfying all these conditions, but moon is getting debilitated. Where moon gets debilitates? In Scorpio. Okay. Moon occupies Scorpio. Okay. This rule will not apply. Okay. Or sometimes Saturn and moon are two opposite forces. If they are entirely opposite, whereas moon is the fastest moving planet in the natal chart, whereas Saturn is the we can say slowest moving planet in the natal chart. If these two are conjunct, marriage will not. There is an exception. And Ketu. See, Ketu sometimes is Vairagya giver. Ketu, Vairagya, sometimes Ketu, I don't say as a thumb rule, it's a Vairagya. If moon is in conjunct with Ketu, some experts about this astrology say that he delays the marriage. Okay. These are the exceptions. Now, how many years moon advances the marriage? On an average, it is around 1 year. It's on an average. Okay, again, this rule varies. We have to go to much deeper level of the horoscope. If he's posited in his exaltation sign, this is a different case. Okay, if he's in Cancer, it's a different case. Okay, if moon is in his friend's house, is a different case. Moon is in enemy's house, again it is a different case. Here is a question. Here, the Lakshmana, the person is, sir, I have Rahu and Ravi in Karkataka Lagna. Will Rahu Dasa favor me or not? See, my moon is in 10th house. See, basically, here I am not answering any personal horoscopes. I'm sorry to say, here I don't answer any personal horoscopes. For personal horoscopes, there will be a different. You have to. I cannot. If I started answering any personal horoscope in this live session, it means I am bringing your personal details on the open platform, on the open forum, which is again is the principles of astrology. So I'm not going to do that. Please send me a separate, drop in a separate message so that I will answer this question. So, otherwise, you can ask me any doubt about whatever subjects whatever the subject matter that I am discussing so far. The role of moon in advancing the marriage. Okay, in a nutshell, before closing, I'll wait for some time. If I will see if any questions we get. Okay, so I'll brief you once more. The second house and seventh house. There is a seventh house and second house. Seventh house is the family which we are born into, and second house, seventh house is the spouse family. If any connection, if Ketu is in seventh house, definitely marriage is a delayed marriage. There is no doubt about it. It's a Ketu is in seventh house, delayed marriage basically. But this is for women, not for men. Okay. But again, astrologers they extend different, they endorse different opinions. I'm not responsible for whatever other astrologers are saying. This is my view. Okay. So any connection with moon, either with second house or seventh house, or second lord or seventh lord, or any connection with Kalatra Karaka, it may advance the marriage on an average by 1 year. Okay. Again, this varies, not uniform. How this 1 year is worked out, if moon is in own house, exaltation house, or his Mula Trikona house, friend's house, enemy's house, the answers will differ. Okay. Now I'll wait for some any other questions. I'll wait for 2 minutes more. If any I did not questions, if I did not get any questions, I will log out. Now it is time for you to ask the questions. I am ready to answer. I will no more questions. Thank you for being with me on this live session. I'll come back to you definitely with another interesting session in my coming sessions. Thank you for being with me. Goodbye and God bless you all.